Today I'll be playing the role of both the interviewer and the interviewee. So question number one, what are your priorities as a school principal? First and foremost, as a school principal, it's student achievement, hands down. And not just typical student achievement, at least a year and a half's worth of growth. So many of our students are behind in what they need to catch up on. So at a minimum, I should see a year and a half's worth of growth. I have to close that gap. Building positive community relationship within our school, and that has to do with teachers and any other staff and students and families. COVID really took a toll on everyone, and just learning how to communicate with one another and interact with one another is a really, really big deal. So that's something that would be a priority for me. One of the other things that I think is really important is creating a growth mindset. A lot of our kids feel like they can't do it. I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. Things like that. And a lot of staff members think that too. Like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. Realizing your potential and getting people to realize their potential is important and will help them succeed. And the last priority I would have is developing teachers, growing teachers, getting teachers to just perfect their craft. With excellent instruction comes that learning. So if your teachers know what to do and they're really good at what they're doing, you're going to see your school improve. Question number two, how do you define success? To me, success is creating an environment that people, students, staff, community members, stakeholders want to be in. If they want to be here, they're going to be here. If they're here, they're going to learn. They're going to participate. Teacher absences will be down. Don't need substitute teachers. And when the teachers are here, the kids are going to learn. So to me, that's really, really, really important. So utilizing professional development, asking the teachers what they want for professional development, not just saying, oh, here, we're going to do this today. Allowing staff to go into other staff members' rooms to observe. We learn best from each other. So why not give them the opportunity to go in? I'd be more than willing to go cover a class. As a teacher for 17 years, I have the experience to do it. So let them share their strategies. Some of your best things come from your own teachers. Question number 3. What are the most essential components of a principal's job, and what skill sets should every principal possess? The first thing is shaping a vision of academic success for all students. And that means setting the bar high. If you let them get away with just a little bit, that's all you're going to get out of them is a little bit. Setting those expectations. Creating a climate that is hospitable to learning. And when I say that, I mean creating an environment that demonstrates caring and trust. If your students don't trust you, your staff doesn't trust you, or they don't feel cared for, they're not going to learn or perform their best. So when families know that their students are being cared for, they're going to love sending them here. They're going to be our best friend. If they don't feel like their child is being cared for, they're going to be our worst enemy. Cultivating leadership within others. Teachers are an asset. They have skill sets, and those skill sets should be utilized. For instance, I have a master's degree in business, so my principal put me in charge of the fundraising because I knew how to do profit and loss sheets. I could run it, I could organize it. So that was my forte. Another teacher in our building is awesome at planning, so she does all of our major events. So finding out what your staff is really good at and then giving them the opportunity to lead those teams. Improve instruction and continue to help instructional staff improve their craft. Like, we're not perfect. There's always new techniques, new things going on, new ways to do things. So having instructional staff just keep working on improving themselves. And the skill sets that I think are important for a principal to have, first off, is communication. You need to know how to speak to other people. You need to know what voice to use, how to use it. Nothing is worse than being talked down to by somebody in a leadership role. I mean, there's times where we have to put our angry face on and use some angry communication, but that's very rare and it's not going to get us anywhere. So communication is key. Also being organized, having your to-do list, your monthly calendars, your agendas, knowing when your due dates are extremely important to running a school. I think another skill set that a principal should have is that they should be reflective, especially when you're a new principal. Am I doing what is working? How could I do it better? How can I improve my craft as a principal? And then lastly, knowing how to delegate, because a principal doesn't have 50 hands. And we need to know when to give something to somebody to do that is more than capable of doing it. Fourth question. What data should be analyzed in your school to determine growth and progress? I know everybody talks about state testing, but I think state testing is the last thing that should be looked at. I think that district and local assessments are the meat and potatoes of any school building and is going to show you what's truly going on. So testing at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, end of the year, those tests to me have more validity than state tests like MSTEP. That test is written at above grade level, very difficult for students. That test stresses them out. I don't think they're going to do their best on it. So I really feel that district and local tests that are done by the teachers would be better to analyze. Question number 5, how will you utilize the staff around you to grow and improve? I think it's important to get honesty from staff about performance, what needs to be improved, what a principal is doing well. One of the things that I would do is utilize SurveyMonkey, keep it strictly anonymous. I don't want to know who says it, but I want to know the truth. So that way I know where I could improve. Okay, that's it. Kelly Payton here, signing out.